大家好，我是阿婉。如果你还没有关注的话，可以关注一下我，谢谢。Subscribe me。中国暂停部分稀土出口限制，那西方是仍然的感到担忧。那中国已同意暂缓近期出台的一个部分关键矿产出口限制措施，但并非全部。周四，特朗普总统和习近平会晤后，那中国商务部是宣布将暂停执行10月9日颁布的出口管制限制措施，为期是1年。那除此的话，中国就是并未公开承诺取消今年春季以及去年冬季出台的早期限制措施。这些措施目前仍然在持续的一个扰乱全球的供应链。用美国部长贝森特的话来说，10月的出口管制令是对整个自由世界供应链与产业基础的火箭筒。该管制令是要求除经中国商务部批准外，全面禁止出口可能帮助其他国家发展稀土矿、精炼厂以及磁体工厂的技术或设备。那特朗普周四是在韩国釜山与习近平会晤后表示说，这一年期的暂缓措施在到期前将获得延长。那中国商务部称是计划对10月9日的管制条例进行研究细化。这个条例是因覆盖范围过广，表述模糊，那欧美就是广泛批评。所以说4月的规则是要求说，除经商务部核发的许可证外，禁止出口7种稀土金属及由其制成的稀土磁体。那12月的规则则对这2种制造特定半导体所需的金属元素，以及2种军用弹药所需的元素施加了类似的一个许可制度管制要求。欧美商界领袖及官员是表示，目前稀土磁体的出口许可申请仅约半数获得批准。那许多工厂从中国收到的货量仅够勉强维持运转，那部分工厂甚至就是出现短暂的一个停产。中国欧盟商会就是上月表示说，这些出口管制措施正在危及全球供应链的稳定，需要稀土磁体生产刹车系统、汽车座椅等产品的工厂已无法补充常规的库存。在4月管制规则出台后的前2个月，商务部尚在建立许可审批流程，那期间仅批准了极少数的一个许可证申请，那企业被迫继续消耗库存维持生产。短缺问题也会导致说稀土的价格飙升。新加坡的稀土顾问托马斯是表示说，用于制造刹车电机、转向电机以及其他汽车系统耐热磁体的镝，在中国境外的价格已经上涨到6倍，达到每公斤$1200。所以说，中国暂缓10月的一个管制措施，也可能是意识到了此前就是低估了该措施对西方产业基础的冲击力度。那这个力度就是会对中国作为一个可靠供应方的生意，就是也造成了一种很严重的损害。所以说，克鲁默也表示说，其实他的印象说，我们是完全没有意识到这个许可制度会影响到这么多产品。那目前也不清楚说，周四中国与美国达成的协议对欧洲意味着什么。欧盟贸易官员就是定于在周5的时候，在布鲁塞尔与中国的代表团举行会谈。那中国就是在限制对欧出口稀土磁体的同时，是要求欧洲要降低对中国电动汽车的关税。西方是正在大举投资以降低中国稀土的依赖。不过美国目前几乎没有能力快速提升稀土磁体的产能。惠誉集团旗下的国家风险与产业分析公司 BMI 的大宗商品负责人沙布林·乔杜里是表示说，美国要建立完全独立的稀土磁体以及其他稀土材料的一个供应链，可能需要10年时间。 那另一个担忧是，中国是否真的会允许出口稀土加工设备，以帮助西方建立自己的供应链？稀土行业高管表示说，今年早些时候，即便当这些新法规还没出台的时候，那许多中国稀土加工设备制造商就有收到北京的行政指导后，就停止了出口。所以说，即便说管制措施暂缓后，那设备的出口能否恢复，仍有待观察。具体我们来细化一下英语的部分。China's pause on rare earth controls. What to know? China has agreed to stand down on enforcing some of its recent limits on export of critical minerals, but apparently not all of them. Following a meeting on Tuesday between President Trump and Xi Jinping, China's top leader, the Ministry of Commerce in China said it would suspend for a year the export controls it issued on October 9. However, China made no public commitment to retreat from earlier limits, which it imposed in the spring and last winter, and which continue to snarl global supply chains. The October orders were, in the words of U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, a backdrop at the supply chains and the industry based on the entire free world. They included a halt to any further export of technology or equipment that might help other countries develop their own rare earth mines, refineries, and magnet factories, except with permission from China's Commerce Ministry. Mr. Trump said Thursday after his meeting with Mr. Xi held in Busan, South Korea, that he expected the year-long suspension would be extended before it expired, but China's Commerce Ministry said it planned to study and refine in October 9 regulations, which have drawn considerable criticized from European as well as the United States for being very broad and also ambiguous. Perhaps even more important, the ministry did not offer public assurance that it would back away from the stringent export control rules that it imposed on critical minerals in April and last December. And April rules halted exports from China of 7 kinds of rare earth minerals and rare earth magnets made from them, except with license issued by the ministry. The December rules imposed similar requirements on 2 metallic elements vital for making certain semiconductors and 2 other elements needed for military ammunition. European and American business leaders and officials say that only half of their requests for export license for rare earth magnets are being approved by the ministry. Many factories are barely receiving enough shipments from China to stay open, and some have had brief closure. The export controls are putting the stability of global supply chains at stake, the European Union Chamber of Commerce in China said last month. Factories need the magnets to make products like breakers and car seats have been unable to replace their usual inventories. Companies had to run down their stores when the ministry approved very few licenses for 2 months after issuing the April regulations, while the ministry was setting up licensing procedure. Shortages have sent the cost of rare earth skyward. The price of dysprosium used to make heat-resistant magnets for brake motors, steering motors, and other automotive systems, has risen outside China at least sixfold to $1,200 per kilogram, said Thomas Krumer, a rare earth consultant in Singapore. In deciding to back off its October rules, China may have realized that it had earlier underestimated how much damage it would do to the industrial base in the West and how that would hurt its reputation as a reliable supplier. My impression is that they have no idea just how many products would be affected by this licensing system, Mr. Krumer said. It was not immediately clear what China's agreement with the United States on Thursday would mean for Europe. European Union trade officials were scheduled to hold talks with a China delegation in Brussels on Friday. China has been withholding rare earth magnets from Europeans while demanding that Europe reduce its tariff on Chinese electric cars. The West is beginning to invest heavily to limit its rare earth dependence on China. The United States has little or no capacity to quickly increase production of rare earth magnets. It could take a decade for the United States to develop a completely independent supply chain of rare earth magnets and other rare earth materials, said Sabrina Charhoji, head of commodities at BMI, a country risk and industry analytics company that is a part of the Vince Group. A follow worry is whether China will actually allow exports of rare earth processing equipment to help the West set up its own supply chains. Many Chinese manufacturers of the equipment stopped exports earlier this year after receiving administrative guidance from Beijing, even in the absence of new regulations at the time. Rare earth industry executives said whether these shipments will resume following the suspension of the October rules remains to be seen, Mr. Chaudhry said. And thanks for your listening. If you haven't subscribed me, please subscribe me, and hoping your life fully with happiness and joys, and have a very good day.